Welcome back to our fifth podcast.
I'm very sorry. I've just been to Pilates. That is why.
Get that in.
Because I'm,
in partnership with MagicBreaks. Yeah. What's been going on?
Oh, well, a lot's been going on. If you have seen on our socials and on MagicBreaks socials, we've been on a very exciting trip to somewhere very Christmassy.
Yes, you
Where
could
did
say
we go?
that. We went to the region of Finland.
We went. Why are you saying it like that?
I don't know, it just sounded posh.
Finland.
Like,
do you say England?
England. But no, we went to Lapland in Finland.
What was the place called? Romaniviki. Romaniviki? Sorry about that. We just had to check our pronunciations. So we went to the Saraselka region of Finland and we stayed in the
Rekalina Hotel.
Rekalina Hotel. These words, we barely speak English, guys, so we just wanted to be correct. We can't speak English at the best of times. Because I know there's loads of different areas, isn't there, in Finland?
Yes, there is. It's a big place. I didn't realise how big it was. It's massive.
Yeah, it was like a 3.5 hour flight. So we live in Kent. As much as Nathan would like to be in Essex, we do live in Kent because Kent is the best. So we flew from Gatwick. Our flight was 10 to 7 in the morning, which was quite nice because it got us there for like lunchtime. They're 2 hours ahead. And what would you think of the flight?
Jet2 smashed it, I'm not going to lie.
They did. As soon as you checked in, it had its own check-in area with all like signs. It had like Santa's Lapland written everywhere. So like the kids already, like from that moment, they're buzzing. Like we was buzzing, but it's just a bit more magical and it's not just like a normal check-in desk.
They played music on the tannoids on the plane.
They did.
Christmas music, and the air hostesses and stewards were dressed up like as Santa. Well, not as Santa, but they had the hats on, etc.
And a nice little thing for parents as well, or carers, or whoever's taking children. They did a sing-song for about half an hour. Then they had a Christmas quiz. So there was like loads of things on the plane. So already, it's catered to make your flight a bit easier. It's 3.5 hours,
and it was just nice to get rid of the kids because they went up at the front of the plane. So me and Cara had a half-hour period where we didn't have to chaperone.
Yeah,
the stewards and air hostesses done that, which was great.
Flight wise, we've
amazing.
We've had a lot of questions asking about the flight, but I would say pretty good flight, and it gets you all in the mood. Like everything,
it does, gets you festive.
Obviously, this package that we did with MagicBreaks, this is all part of it. So sort of from the beginning, you're already getting geared up in the Christmas spirit, getting into Lapland, elves, blah, blah, blah. So then we landed. This was another thing as well that blew our mind. So you land into Saraselka Airport, or is it Avanalo, something like that? Yeah, don't quote me on these pronunciations. I'm so sorry if anyone is Finnish, and I'm absolutely
sorry, guys,
demolishing these pronunciations. So you go to the airport, you go into the baggage, the passport control's well quick as well, because a lot of people, with kids, we panic how long we're going to be waiting. Yeah,
straight through.
Breezed through. And then you go to get your cases. I don't want to give too many spoilers because it's so nice, but just don't let your kids watch this. There's nothing ruined. There's like elves walking around where you pick up your baggage, but they're doing stuff.
One took my hat and threw it on the what's it called?
Conveyor belt.
Well, yeah, one just come up to me, took my hat off, threw it on the conveyor belt. I was like, oh.
Like they're running
cheers,
around, taking people's suitcases, like...
talking like this.
So it's like not bad mayhem, but there's like the
funny.
Kids. Yeah, the kids.
Gets you more invested.
When I say mayhem, I mean like...
good mayhem.
Yeah, like fun. Like the kids are all laughing. Like Fred and Delilah was just like, oh my God, what's going on? Like there's elves everywhere.
Makes the mood, I think, because obviously... airports are a bit dreary with kids and that. So once we got into the airport, this all happened. And then they all started singing songs.
There was like carolers. So one thing that we found really good with this package that we did is because we were part of Santa's Lapland, you have got, what do you call them? Like guest relations reps. I'd say reps the best way to describe it. So sort of like holiday reps, but they all work in Santa's village, and they're all in your hotels and everything, and they are amazing. Like the staff,
superb.
From when you get to the airport, you get allocated your coach. We were on Bobble, so shout out if anyone has been on Bobble coach, because we were. It's a cool coach, and that's your coach that you get to all your like the planned excursions. That's the one you get back to the airport. So it's very simple to know how you're getting to and from places. You don't have to worry about the transfers, what time you're getting picked up to go back to the airport, anything like that. It's all done for you. And these guys are in the hotel. All like we saw them so much. Like anything you need,
they are just on hand.
There was nothing that you could ask that was too much. Like
one thing I've got to say, I've got to shout out 3 people: Lauren, Jingle Jamie, Joe, and I'll tell you why Joe in a minute, and Big Sam.
What about Les?
Oh, and Les.
Scottish Les.
Joe at the airport, we come back. Cara forgot the suitcase and stroller.
What, are you American now?
Well, if it happened to me...
It's a pram, all right?
She was like, oh my God, I forgot the thing. I was like, it's calm. Don't worry about it. If it happened to me, we've never heard the end of it. But that's another story. But anyways, we got to the airport. I spoke to Joe. I said, Joe, we've left the stroller and the... Pram and the suitcase. What Cara did, not me. Joe was on the phone, and within 30 minutes, he got someone to drop the pram and suitcase to the airport.
Yeah.
Superb, like the unbelievable 5-star concierging.
Well, they have like continuous buses and taxis and things like that running. So like,
no, he actually got some.
He told me that he had people. They had free drivers.
Oh right, yeah, I didn't know. I feel
like you're adding a bit of that onto that.
Maybe I just want Joe to get a pay.
But let me just say, we did offer to pay for a taxi to get it delivered to the airport. But as I said, the guys were amazing. They was like, no, don't worry. Check-in was really simple. Airport. On your way back at the airport, just so you know, around the corner, there is a child's play area that you can put the kids in whilst you're waiting to board the plane. Top tip, it was hidden. We did find it. Nothing too extravagant, but keeps kids occupied. So that's all you need.
Works.
So we arrive, we get to our hotel, we check in.
And it was cold.
It was very cold. I've had a lot of questions about what did we pack, because obviously there's different time of the years. We did overpack. The resort that we were staying in, and also one of our friends came with us, and he was staying down the road in the Holiday Village.
No, the Holiday Inn, not the Holiday Inn.
Sarah Selker Inn. Thank you, Invisible Man over there. He was staying there, which was literally like a 2-minute down the road, and there was another one called Santa's. There's loads that are really near each other. You can literally walk. That resort, our resort, they actually gave you snowsuits, snow boots, socks and gloves.
I must stress, you don't need to take any snowsuits out there. These snowsuits they give you was like walking around in an oven.
Let me make a correction though.
What?
To that. For us, for adults, I agree. Delilah is she's 2.5, but she's in ages 1 to 2. We did take her one, which I'm glad we did, because where she's quite small, I think maybe from like Fred's one fitted him fine. Perfect, he's 4, so that was fine. But I would say if you're taking any children younger than that, then maybe look at bringing one yourself.
Dino ski wear.
Pardon?
Dino ski wear.
Dino ski wear. That was the best snowsuit ever. They were amazing. Thank you. Hashtag gifted. But I would say if you've got younger children, then maybe look at getting a snowsuit or something like that, because it didn't fit her as well. But she is little, so that's not. But for us, they were perfect. We still took our own gloves, which I preferred our gloves just because the ones that they give you are mittens. Yeah, so obviously finger wise, we got really good padded ones. I literally got I think I got them off Amazon. I also took snoods for us, like snoods.
I think snoods are the one.
I would say snoods are a must. I got them for everyone. I got children's ones for the kids as well. So they had like a guard that protected your face. They have the hood, so obviously your ears are protected, and they've got a long neck thing which we could tuck into our clothes as well. So obviously your neck's not exposed. Under Armour, our ball. I literally got Delilah's. A lot of people were looking for younger children ones. I got hers from Uniqlo because they do baby thermals. Our ones and Fred's we just got from Primark. So of a day we would wear thermal, leggings and vest, long sleeve top sort of thing. Then like a layer of normal sort of clothes, and then our snowsuits, which for us was fine. The kids, we did tracksuits, then we did 2 pairs of socks, and then the snow boots. So, but when we went, they said it was quite a mild time. They said this time last year was minus 28.
They said it was quite warm when we went. It was
Yeah.
like minus 7 in a day, minus 12 of a night.
So for us at minus 7, that was enough.
It was cold. And another thing with when we went the time we did last week, so we went on at the start of December.
We went on the 2nd of December.
2nd December. The sun rises at 11. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And it sets at 2:40.
By 3 o'clock, you're in darkness again.
So, and it's always cold. Like obviously, when the sun goes down, it gets colder. So just bear that in mind. And you ain't got a lot of sunlight to play with, but they make it work for you.
You don't need it,
no,
though,
you don't
do
need
you?
it,
Because
no.
it's equal. Like we did,
Everything's lit
obviously,
up.
and we did like the huskies in the morning. We did reindeers in the morning, and it's actually really pretty. Like for pictures and that, it's beautiful. It's more magical when it's dark.
Right, going on to the Recolina, going on to the actual hotel itself. Could not fault the hotel. The food, buffets, it was great.
Obviously, it's a buffet, so there's not a massive selection.
But it was tasty.
Yeah, and the good thing is there's like an adult selection and there's something for everyone's fun. But then they also did like a little kids bit. So every night there'd be like chips with like chicken nuggets or, sausages, something that the kids will like. So, you can find that they've got lovely salad bowls, which were really nice stuff. The bread, listen, let me just tell you, if you go to Recolina, have the cut bread and butter, but you have to smother the butter.
Every loaf was warm and they had this slab of butter, which was just like... ugh.
Yeah, and like breakfast. So we had half bowl, so we had breakfast and dinner included, which... We didn't snack in the day, did we? We had a big breakfast and then we'd have dinner.
Busy. But you need to, a tip, you need to fuel up in the mornings. Loads of fruit, loads of food, because you burn so many calories.
Yeah, I did take snacks for the kids. A lot of people were asking about that as well. So I took things that they like them chocolate brioche buns. I took crisps. I took, what else did I take? I took like, just mums, normal things you pack in their bags when you go for a day out. Just take lots of snacks. Take like reusable water bottles because you can fill up water everywhere. Drinks are expensive out there, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Water was €4.
€4 for a bottle of water. Yeah, a pint was €10 for 1 pint.
So yeah, you can't really get too drunk.
No, you can, but
you've got to be a millionaire to get drunk out there.
But just be aware that obviously you've got your breakfast and dinner included, which is great, and the food's great, and the quality of the food was great, and obviously you can eat as much as you want. The desserts were lovely as well.
Oh mate, the desserts were
but just be aware that if you want to buy extra drinks and things like that, it can add up. So but out there you can drink the tap water, and actually I can vouch that it's the nicest tap water.
Best tap water in the world?
Yeah, they actually say on the thing the best tap water in the world, and they're not lying. I don't know, because I don't know, it's just amazing. So I would say a nice tip, if your kids like squash, maybe get like the little squeezy squash packets you can get, the little like ones that are like this big, you can get them in the supermarkets. Maybe take something like that, because you can drink the tap water and you can always put the squash in it, because I was buying them cartons of juice and they were still like €2-3. So
yeah,
it's not cheap out there, but I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, but we got around it. Also, the rooms were great. We didn't stay in the actual Recolina hotel. We stayed in an apartment just literally around the corner. We had our own sauna in our room, which was great. So I was going home every night. And it was really good sauna and all. It got up to like 85 degrees. So I was getting in there. The rooms were nice, spacious.
Yeah, they were fine. They were, not over the top luxurious, but they were clean. They were nice.
Got cleaned every day.
Yeah, got cleaned every day. They haven't got baths in them. I know some people with their kids, they like to bath them. Ours are all right going in the shower. But I think that's pretty much the same in all the hotel rooms around that area. So just so if you're expecting a bath, you're probably going to get a shower. I don't know, maybe that's a Finnish thing. But these are things that us mums think about. So we had 1 bedroom, and then we had a pull-out sofa. We had a little kitchenette with a fridge, oven, everything in there. So you bathroom, toilet.
Make some food and that in the apartments. Make some of your own food if you was sick of the buffet.
There is just down the road from the Recolina, I don't know what way, there is a petrol station. A lot of people said that if you want to buy snacks and like milk and things like that, it is cheaper to get it in the petrol station. Apparently so.
Top tip.
Yeah.
So
what did we do the first day?
But just saying that, the Recolina, great hotel.
Yeah, really enjoyed
really
it.
good hotel.
Right, so the first day, so we got there, and then that night, what did we do that night?
Me and Fred went sledging.
You did go sledging.
So what there is at the bottom, so you come out the Recolina, when you turn left, I'd say 200 yards at the bottom of the hill where there's a roundabout. Over the roundabout, you have like a blue ski run.
I don't know what that means either.
So what a blue ski run's like, you've got green, which is the least decline, and then you've got a blue, which is a nice steep slope. So another thing as well, everywhere you go, there are sledges everywhere. So instead of carrying, obviously Delilah don't really like walking anywhere, I was just putting the kids in sledges and pulling them along. Yeah. It was so much fun. And then we went to this slope at the end of the road, and me and Fred went
and our
sledging.
invisible friend.
And our invisible friend Jack, who carries a camera. We went sledging. It was so much fun.
Me and Delilah went to bed because
they went to bed. Yeah, me and Fred weren't ready.
It's a lot for her.
And then it was just really good fun. That was just it's all floodlit. It's safe. There's all other people doing it as well. We was all just having a good old laugh, and it's not too steep. You don't really go that fast, but someone of Fred's stature, it's perfect.
And also just above that, if you keep walking above the ski slope, there's like this really big building with massive glass windows.
Our invisible friend told us about it.
Yeah, and you can go in there and actually have a look out. And on our last night, not to jump ahead, people did actually see the Northern Lights, and they said that was a beautiful place to go and see it. We kept missing it, which was annoying. So anyway, so that first night, so we did that. Also, on your first day you get to your hotel, they do like a welcome meeting. I would say go to that because there's a lot of good information, and they let you know about extra excursions that you can do as well. So, went to bed that night. We woke up the next morning, which was our first morning, and we went and did an extra husky ride. So
it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we got picked up. Best
experiences of my life.
We got picked up from our hotel at 20 to 8 in the morning.
It was pitch black.
Yeah, breakfast starts at 7, so you can get down, fill yourself up, and then you go there. It was amazing.
Can I just say one thing as well, which is what is great where we were, everything was 25 minutes away.
Well, the reindeers on the last day was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, so nothing's ever over 25 minutes. So when you've got young kids and that, they're not going to get bored on the coaches because it's not that far. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, so went to do the husky ride. Pretty amazing. Nathan had to drive it.
Yes, I drove it, and really easy, really. All you've got is a brake. Huskies, we had 6 huskies, didn't we?
Yeah.
And boy, they can run. They are so fast. Like the initial lift off is what that they drag you away, and you pick up some mad speed, and it's like you're on a tree line track going through the Finnish forest.
It's a bit like nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie, like it's extreme. They're letting you do this thing, and you're like, oh my gosh.
There's no health and safety.
But Delilah went on it, and I thought she was gonna be a bit scared, but they both really enjoyed it.
She chucked both gloves out the sleigh, which
and
was
lost
very
a dummy, so that was great.
The experience was incredible. I drove it.
Would you say that's a must-do excursion?
The best I've done. One of the best experiences I've ever done.
Yeah, my favourite excursion was on the last day, but we'll talk about that.
Yes, we won't jump there. Was that really?
I just thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, no, fair play. But must do. And then once we got back, they tied up our sleigh with the dogs there. We got to meet all the dogs, which was amazing.
Do you smell dogs?
No, sure. You've been polite, isn't you? Oh, chuck up. Smell like onions, mate. Anyways.
I could smell and I didn't know.
Filth. That's what I've got to put up with. Absolute wrong'un.
You do your husky rides.
Yeah, old Smelly over there is having a whiff of her armpits while I'm talking about the huskies.
You do the husky ride.
I know who smells better. You're the huskies. Anyways, so we've done the husky rides. Come back and you actually get to meet the huskies one-on-one, which was amazing. They were so friendly.
They're so kind. Like, I thought they was going to be
They're really kind faces. They're like, all right.
But I thought they was going to be like, not ravaged pack dogs, but like, I thought they'd be like, listen, don't go too close to them. And obviously we didn't let our kids like get in their faces.
Delilah would dive straight in. I was like, okay.
But they're really friendly and they're really well looked after.
They kept running and my one kept pooing while it was running. It was quite funny. Like watching him run while he was having a Danny. Like, it was quite funny.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
do your husky run. So basically, you all get there. There's 2 groups. One goes and sits and has some berry juice, whilst the other does the huskies. Then you swap. So we did the huskies first. Then you go to this beautiful cabin. There's like this fireplace in there. And let me just say, if you go to this husky place, they've got the fattest cats I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God.
It was like Puss in Boots put a bit of timber on.
I have never seen such. I even had to say to the woman, like, are they pregnant? And she was like, no, they're just big.
They're just wamp.
I was like, okay. So you go into this beautiful hut. There's an amazing fireplace. A fat cat was lying there next to the fire.
Living the dream.
Yeah, and you have this berry juice. Now, if you've been to Lapland, you'll know about this berry juice. It's definitely just from Lidl's or something like that. I don't know, but it tastes good, and they warm it up, so it's not hot.
Over a log fire.
And it was beautiful. The kids loved it. So we sat in there. The lady was telling us all about the huskies, how they do like 1,000-kilometre races across the Arctic. Like, it's big business. Husky racing is big business in Finland.
Mate, it's good fun.
And then they bring round a little 4-week-old puppy.
Oh, how beautiful was it?
Gorgeous. Delilah was like, she loves dogs anyway, so she was loving that. And that was our morning. So I would say that is a worthwhile excursion to do.
Please do the huskies. You've got to do it. I think you can't really do it a lot in any other countries. I think Finland is one, and obviously countries up north where they've got snow. So do it.
On your second day, which we'll talk about in a minute, when you do your Search for Santa day, you do huskies. But if you're someone that would like to have a bit more time, and I'd say the huskies on the Search for Santa day are a lot more tame in like how extreme the husky riding is. It's a lot tamer on the Search for Santa day, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
The place that we went to do the extra one, it was like proper.
It was hardcore.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
So if you do a morning excursion, you're normally back by about 11, 11:30.
Yeah.
So we went back, tried to get the kids to nap, but obviously that just didn't happen. So we all went sledding.
That was good fun. And we had a snowball fight.
We went sledding, we had a snowball fight. Delilah smashed the head off of her elf on the shelf.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And what about the pub we went to with the hot chocolate? The geezer looked like Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Also, sorry, before we get to this, Fred then had a tantrum because what did he have a tantrum about? His snowball. He dropped his snowball.
I think I threw a snowball at him. But
no, I think he made one and
he
dropped it, and he went and
hid
stood behind a tree in the forest, and we could clearly see him. So that is a reality. We've all got kids. We know they have tantrums. They're gonna have tantrums wherever they are, but you know,
it was good fun. But then after that tantrum, we took him to the pub, Invisible Man.
Napolina.
Was it Napolina?
Was it the Napolina Invisible Man? Panamo
pub.
Okay, so you walk up past the Recolina, past the Saraselka Inn. Yeah. And keep going up.
Just up on the left.
Yeah.
It's opposite the Holiday Club Hotel.
I'm sure it's called the Holiday Club.
Yeah, opposite that. And this pub was brilliant.
It was so
Jenga on the
cute
tables,
as well.
And they made popcorn, really salty popcorn, which kids loved.
Nice, buttery, salty popcorn. It was great.
I think we had like 3 or 4 tubfuls. And the hot chocolate was amazing. It had whipped cream and marshmallows, and Delilah was just slurping it.
And we literally sat in there for a good couple of hours. The kids were happy. We took our snowsuits off.
We had a couple of beers as well, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was so cute. Like, you walked in there and it was like this magical Christmas place. It was like all stone and wood and fairy lights everywhere. And
we just sat there, got carried away with ourselves. I think I had about 3 Morettis. I had Moretti and
they did have Moretti in there.
So
€10 though.
No, yeah, it was €10.
€10 for Moretti.
So, and then that was our second day. We went back to hotel, had food, which, like I said, buffet was great. Super buffet. I think I had beef neck. Never had it before. Very tender, lovely, really nice.
Then went back to the hotel after our hot chocolates, had dinner, and then I believe we had an early night that night because on your, I'd say it's like your third day, but your second like full day is the main event. So that is your Search for Santa day. Now it's very important. You have to have your magic key. I did forget mine, and Nathan had to go back to the room, and I held up the whole bus, and I was really embarrassed. So basically, your magic key is, and it plays into your whole day. This is where it's magical. So it's basically a letter to Santa. But when you go and actually search for Santa, when you get there, you give this letter to someone, they give it to the elf, and then it basically gets transported its way to Santa, so that he then knows like your kids' names, their ages, what they want for Christmas, things like that. So make sure you do that. A really nice idea as well is to do it beforehand, maybe when you're at home, if your kids know they're going, and then pretend to post it. I don't know how you do that, but you can try. Pretend to post it so that they're really surprised when they get to Lapland and their letters there. That's a really nice little magical thing to do. So, got picked up about 9 o'clock, would you say?
Yep.
Drove to the Arctic Circle, which was like 20 minutes, and you arrive at this place and it's just magic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And what I loved about it as well, we had about 10 minutes waiting around, but one of the reps come out and started, just obviously if the kids got a little bit restless, they didn't really, but they sing songs.
There's
and get
a polar
the kids
bear
involved.
song.
Polar bear.
Oh,
there.
heck, he's got my neck.
Oh no, he's got my toe.
Yeah, there was that. But
I got eaten by a big fat polar bear once. I got eaten by a big fat
Is
polar
it big
bear.
fat polar? Oh no, I don't
No,
like
I didn't
it
like it very much.
If you know that song.
No, yeah. So and I thought that was good because it keeps the kids engaged, stops them from getting bored. So everything was just running smoothly with these guys.
Yeah. So basically, what the idea of this day is you're there all day. Like you have your lunch there, you go and see Father Christmas there. There's all these different activities to do. There is husky rides. There is reindeer rides. So when you get there, you get allocated a time that your husky ride will be. This is the only thing on the day. That and lunch are the only things that are like set time. So you have to be there at this time. Otherwise, it cannot be rearranged. Everything else can be done at different times. And I think most things are open till like 5 o'clock. So you've got all day, but just make sure.
And we made the most of it.
Yeah, make sure those two things you are there for, because if you miss them, you're going to be gutted. So we got there straight away. We had a top tip from one of the reps, and she said, do search for Santa first, because then obviously the kids aren't tired. A lot of people like to wait till the end of the day.
And
then
it got mobbed at the end of the day, by the way.
it got really busy. Like people were waiting for absolutely ages. So we literally done it first, got it out the way.
The rest of the day with ours, and it was superb. Look, when you went down there, there's a snowmobile with like a trailer. You're all sitting in the back. This is all on the vlog, by the way, if you watch the vlog. And you drive through the forest. You get little clues where there's
you see your presents everywhere.
there, and then you turn up to Santa's grotto.
There's all like elves running around.
Yeah.
One of them really looked like Nathan's brother, which was slightly concerning. I don't know if we mentioned him on the vlog as well.
I think we did.
We even got a selfie with him and sent it to his brother and was like, why are you in Lapland? Really like his brother.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And then we went into Santa's grotto. I thought it was really magical. We went and see Santa. Mm-hmm. Santa called Delilah Pinky.
I wrote on the thing her name was Pinky.
Freddie, he said hello, Freddie, and it was the first time Delilah actually met Santa properly.
And she wasn't scared. I thought she was going to get really
scared.
Scared.
She got a bit like, all right,
giving
Santa.
It the big one a little bit.
Yeah.
So they'd done that. You see Santa. We had about like a good at least 5 minutes in there. Like I didn't feel like we were rushed.
And then it was good. We had a good chat with him. We shook our hands and everything like that. And then we went outside and the elves were asleep on our sleigh.
Yeah, so they do like little things like that for the kids, because like Fred and Delilah found it hilarious. They was all asleep in the sleigh, and then there's like 2 elves that guide you in and guide you out of the house, and they was like, we need to wake them up, and they woke the elves up, and then
away you go.
Yeah, and then your driver drives you back to where you got on, and then after that you're basically free to do what you want. So for us, we then went on to do the husky rides, because our time was at 11:10.
They're good as well. Good husky ride. You're on there for about, I'd say 9-10 minutes.
Yeah, so you go there, you can meet the huskies, and you get allocated your sleigh. You go on to do a little health and safety, then you do your thing. The way that our sleighs were is because there was 5 of us, because obviously we have an invisible friend who comes everywhere with us.
Hi, Jack.
Hi. So Nathan and Fred were in the front one, and then me, Delilah, and our invisible friend drove.
It was all GoPro'd up, by the way, on our vlog.
They do have bigger ones, so if you are a bigger family, they can accommodate more people in them. Whereas when we went on the one the day before, us 3 could all be in it with Nathan driving. So just be aware that if there's a big party, there might be different logistical ways to put you into the Huskies, but you'll all be like near each other. It's not like you'll have 5 people, then you'll all be in a group together.
Yeah, so going on from that.
Then we went to the Huskies. Then after that, they got a little bit cold, but there are warm-up rooms everywhere. My top tip for that day is to use those warm-up rooms. As soon as the kids start getting a little bit cold, go to one of the warm-up rooms, sit in there for like 5 minutes, have some berry juice, have a coffee, get the kids some biscuits. That really made a difference,
Massively.
didn't it?
And they were so warm. These warm-up rooms were called warm-up rooms for a reason. They were warm. And what I loved as well about, what was it called? Finding Santa.
Search for
Santa was they had like on the other side. So once you got 2 parts of the park, and then we got on this snowmobile with a sleigh on. It took you over to the other side of the park.
So they have the Husky side and the reindeer side. So we started on the Husky side and then we went over to the reindeer side.
So we had food there. We had like spaghetti bolognese and all stuff like that. It was nice. Kids loved it. And then they do like little shows over there, which was good fun.
We watched an elf show in an igloo. That was really cool. We won't tell you too much about it.
Yeah, we will keep it quite fresh for you guys.
And then from there we went and done the reindeer ride, didn't we?
And then went to the reindeer show with which was good. And our invisible friend got
involved. I wonder if I've got some footage on my phone. Not sure if he'll include it, but I can
We'll try and get him up there. It's quite
funny. You can see what he got up to. They needed a volunteer and we put him forward. Why not? And Fred was really excited. He kept waving. He kept going, "That's my uncle."
And Fred sung in front of the whole crowd, which was quite beautiful.
He did.
And then
Delilah passed out.
Delilah passed out after the reindeer show. Then we got the snowmobile back. And what I love about these places as well, there's open fires everywhere where you're waiting for the snowmobiles.
Really, honestly, I cannot stress enough, take advantage of taking the time to get yourself warm and then going back out, because it is cold, and if you get to that point where you're so cold or the kids are so cold, you're just going to ruin your day. So although you feel like, I don't want to sit down for 10 minutes, it will really make a difference to your day and the kids' day.
Also, before we move on, going back to the other side, there's an ice bar, which literally
I forgot about the ice bar.
In an igloo. It's so crazy. Like the tables are ice.
Yeah,
and they've got ice. They've got ice monuments in there, which what's it called? Like ice art. That's Nigel out there kicking off. Ice art. What's it called with the hammer and chisel?
Yeah, ice art.
Sculptures, ice sculptures in the igloo. Which was amazing. And then once we went back, Delilah passed out on Kyle.
I went and sat in like the room with her and just sat and did socials and
then me and Fred, they have this like this little downhill sledging area where you just get pushed down, which is good fun. And
what else, Dad? They had like a little ice fishing. You didn't do that, did you? The ice fishing.
No, and then Fred went on a snowmobile, which was just like an actual snowmobile, tied to a tree, and he was just going round and round and round. This is on our vlog if you want to watch it. But very, very good fun packed.
There's stuff to do
so
day.
Much to do, like.
And then we headed back about 4:00.
And there's a coaches every 25 minutes
from 2:30 in the afternoon. So from 2:30 in the afternoon, there's constant coaches going backwards and forwards. So back to the results.
You're never waiting around in the cold. The coach always lets you on, and the coaches are always really warm, which I loved.
So the only thing is, we got on this coach, and then when we went to dinner that night, we found out that some people that had waited there a little bit longer actually saw the Northern Lights there, and we was a bit gutted.
Yeah,
but
we was gutted.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like you might see it, you might not. Yeah. So that night, the hotels have like gala dinners, which basically is just like a Christmas dinner, games for the kids, things like that. It's quite fun, crackers, Christmas stuff, and yeah.
It was really good dinner. We had
also that night England were playing, so we had to go and get a spot in the bar to watch England.
But the dinner was beautiful. It was like a full roast. It was unbelievable. The meat was great. Afters was fantastic. Definitely would do the gala dinner. It was.
Well, it's part of your thing anyway.
It was amazing. Really enjoyed it.
So that was like our last night. So do your gala dinner on the last night, and that's for everyone who's been on the search for Santa that day in the different hotels. Everyone has the same sort of setup. Then we watched the England game. Then we went to bed. So for our last morning, I'm not going to lie, we was all knackered, and we genuinely thought about cancelling this excursion because we were so tired. But I'm actually glad we didn't. So we did the reindeer sleigh ride. I wouldn't say it was, there wasn't loads to do, but for me, the fact that we did the reindeer ride in the morning and it wasn't a sunrise, it was a light stream, you said?
It was dark. It was very cold to make sure you wrap up.
Yeah, they do give you blankets, but the kids did feel the cold for the first time on that day. Luckily, I bought hand warmers off of Amazon, ones that you like shake and warm up. That's another top tip. Buy a box of them. I put them in my case. They were fine, didn't get stopped. I don't know if you would get stopped for that, but I didn't. And we just put them in our gloves and things like that, but it just really made a difference.
It was really weirdly, like the reindeer ride was like...
It was the most relaxing thing I've ever done.
Delilah was Congo. She was in between me. She was fast a kip.
So you have two of you to a sleigh with these reindeers. The guy that's walking you around literally looks like Kristoff. He's dressed like Kristoff from Frozen, which thought was great. And you literally go on this ride. How long do you think we was on that?
25 minutes?
Yeah, and you literally walk around the woods.
So peaceful, wasn't it?
It was beautiful. You're just on this sleigh with a blanket over you, walking. These reindeers are just pulling you along.
Oh, it was so
And
chilled.
I don't know what it was, a light stream, I don't know, but to me it looked like the sunrise. It wasn't, because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning and the sunrise doesn't come up then, but I just found it so beautiful. It was like my favourite part. It wasn't exciting, it wasn't thrill seeking, but it was just lovely.
See, that's the thing, like everyone's different. Like, I mean, like this reindeer ride would be great for mums and dads and nans and granddads, where
any age the reindeer ride is
like
lovely
thrill
for.
seekers like me loved the Huskies,
and our
it's
kids
fast,
are mad,
furious.
so they loved it. But if someone's a bit more nervous, maybe the husky ride I would say wouldn't be as great for them, but the reindeer ride would be. Obviously you do the husky and the reindeer on the Search for Santa Day, so these aren't like, you don't necessarily have to do these are just if you wanted to add
if you
some
flash
bits on. There was one excursion that we couldn't do because Delilah was too young. They do a Northern Lights search, so you have like snowmobiles, go out into
Delilah.
like the middle of nowhere. You've got like a hut. This is how it was described to us. We didn't do it, so I don't know. It could be different.
I spoke to someone that did, and he showed me pictures. It looked amazing.
Yeah, so that would be something that obviously we'd like to do. One thing that we would say, like being honest with you guys, because we are honest, is I don't know if Delilah was a little bit young for it. I would debate if it's a once in a lifetime trip, which Lapland is, and you're saving up a lot of money to go there, and you have children. I would obviously, you do what you want, but in my opinion, I think Nathan's opinion, and our friend that we was with, because he's got a young child as well, we all felt that
she was just a little bit too young.
I would say Fred's age, like 4.
He's perfect.
Well, it depends what sort of 4-year-old you got. Fred's more like he's 5 next week, so he's basically 5. I would say 5 and above is a great age to go. They understand that it's cold. She kept taking her gloves off.
And every time she took her gloves off, her hands would touch the snow. She's never seen snow before, so she was panicking.
So
we were stressed out, trying to keep her dressed all the time.
She's that age where in her head she can't work out really that it's cold, keep your gloves on. Do you know what I mean? So it just became a bit stressful. Keep trying to put her gloves on, keep taking them off, then she'd take them off, and obviously we're panicking because we don't want her to get a cold. We still had an amazing time. She still was involved in everything we did, and she still loved it, and we had fun. But I would have found
a peace of mind and make life a little bit easier.
I would have just found it more enjoyable if she was more Fred's age, because
or she didn't come.
Well, no, but there were people there. We met people with babies, and they really enjoyed it, and they did. But I just think, if it's a once in a lifetime trip that you really want to do, I would wait until the kids are sort of 5 and above, old enough to remember it, make the memories as well. Like I said with the Northern Lights tour, we couldn't do that because Delilah was too young. And, if she was the same age as Fred, I think that was 4 and above, that one you could do, couldn't you? So if they're 4 or 5, they can pretty much do everything. Just really think about if you're really looking forward to this trip, if you want to wait a couple more years. That's the only thing I would say. But obviously you do what you want to do. But
I don't really agree with you a lot, Cara, but I 100% agree with you on that one.
And listen, it was like a Disney holiday. Me and him
I nearly
were
killed
so
her a few
stressed out at
times.
each other.
Oh, mate, she was doing my head in. It was all
It's
I
because
was
it's
an
so.
absolute
It's like
angel.
being at Disney.
It
It's
is.
full on. You're
it's
tired.
The fact of the matter is, it's the snowsuits you've got to keep putting on every time you go
Yeah.
into a place, and especially when you've got young kids, putting it back on them. It's hard work, but my God, it's
It was
worth
worth it.
every bit of it. It's amazing. The best. Well, yeah, one of the best holidays I've ever been on.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it to everyone out there.
If you're thinking about it, you know, do it, because it is great. If you're in a position to be able to do it, do it. Obviously, you know, we love MagicBreaks and we rave about them. They have some amazing packages, and, you know, obviously you can DIY it yourself, but for me,
just get it done by let MagicBreaks.
it's a
deal
place
with it
that
all.
I don't have a clue about. Like, you send me to Disney and I'm sweet. I can pretty much do things myself with Disney, but I think somewhere like Lapland, that is obviously the language is different, everything. You're in the middle of nowhere, it's cold. To book a full package where your flights, your transfers, your activities, everything's included, is just a real peace of mind to know that you're going there, and obviously because it's not cheap, so to know that you're going there and everything's sorted for you is
a godsend.
Yeah, it really is.
So yeah, MagicBreaks absolutely smashed it. I can't thank them enough.
Thank you.
Everything they've done again was professional, perfect. We didn't have to think a lot. It was all done.
It's not just because it's us. This is what you get with the package. We went and experienced the package that you would get yourself.
Highly recommend. So
Lapland.
I think that is the last of the podcast. We'll start wrapping it up now. Out of 10 quickly, what would you say?
I would say a solid 10 out of 10. It was great. I wish that Delilah was a bit older, but we still enjoyed it, still made it work. That would be the only thing that I would maybe try. And I wouldn't pack as much, but then sometimes it's better to pack more than less, because at least then you're prepared.
So, if you enjoyed the podcast just as much as we loved speaking, yeah.
I'm just going to let him talk and see what comes out.
Please subscribe.
Like.
Press the red button. No, the red bell. Is it the red bell?
Just like, subscribe,
comment below,
share, comment below.
And if you're thinking of booking Lapland, give MagicBreaks a little message.
We hope you enjoyed it.
See you in the next one.
Oh, have a lovely Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.